It's Paletteful Packs time. This is the box where you never know what's going to be inside, but you know that it's going to be awesome. Here we go. Ta-da! Alright, what do we have? Koi coloring brush pens. Oh, I have these from another set. I have a smaller set though. Look, they just happen to be right here. I guess the blues are the only different ones. The rest are duplicates. That's okay. I will link that video up here because I really liked them a lot, which surprised me because I don't usually like markers that are watercolor based. And let's see what else. Oh, bunches of stuff. A jelly roll. Pentel point liner, water and fade resistant in 0.8. Point liner in 0.1. I have cats playing in the background all of a sudden. A Pigma BB. Let's see what that looks like. Oh wow, big brush. That's probably what BB stands for. Big brush. Imagine that. A Micron 05. That's great. I use the 05 in my Microns all the time. I actually probably only have one left out of 3 that actually works, so I needed that. Okay. Ooh, Stonehenge Aqua. We're getting quite a collection of Stonehenge Aqua. 140-pound cold press, 140-pound hot press, and a 300-pound cold press. Oh, nice. All right. I'm not sure I'm going to use that 300-pound cold press for the markers here, but I will definitely be using that. The retail price that Paletteful Packs lists for this is $55.38, and as you know, you can find it cheaper on your own usually, and what I came up with for a price was $36.95. Still a great value. The nice little card we used to get inside the box no longer comes inside the box. Instead, they send you an email that you have to click on a link to come to this site right here and see what's inside your box, all the descriptions of the supplies. This is kind of a nice feature that you have some tutorial links for getting familiar with your supplies, so that's pretty cool. And then the most important part here is the Paletteful Prompt rules and the prompts themselves. This month are only 3 prompts. Interesting. Usually we have 4, 1 for each week. We have self-portrait, manga anime, and cupcake. I'm liking those. I brought out the sketchbook that I like to use to swatch these subscription boxes, and it was nice that they had these Pentel point liners in this box and the Pigma BB. Obviously, that one's really cool. But as far as the fine liners, it was fun to try a different brand because I have the Faber-Castell Pitt markers, liners, and I have the Sakura Microns. As I told you in the beginning, I kind of wear them out. So I'm glad to have these, and I'll be anxious to try them out. And here you can see the jelly roll worked really well on the Pigma BB, but not on the Koi markers, and I'll talk more about that later. My goal here is to combine all 3 prompts into one, so I have self-portrait, manga anime, and cupcake. So I didn't have cupcakes, didn't feel like making them, so I just got out a silicone cupcake mold and took all these pictures, and can you talk about awkward? Trying to take pictures of yourself? It's kind of funny, really. I finally settled on this picture here, although there was a close second, which you can see right here, just because it was kind of funny and fun, but I chose the other one. So I'm just sketching everything out here and trying to make myself look anime. I'm not trying to copy my picture exactly, just the basic idea in like my hair shape, maybe my nose shape a little bit, the way my mouth is excited about the cupcake being in my hand. I've barely drawn any anime in my past, just a few little pictures, and I did this one a little different. Like in the sketch you can see the eyes are big, but the pupils and all of that are smaller than they should be, and I do change that later. And then I also think, well, maybe the blacks, like I make the blacks little dots, and maybe I should have made it really big, but there's different styles of manga and anime, and so I'm just going with whatever I can here. And I tried sketching the hand like I had it in my photograph, and it wasn't really working, so I just brought out my light box, and I thought, well, maybe if I trace it over this, it will look right, and it still looked just wrong. It was an awkward hand angle, it was weird foreshortening, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't look awful in this picture, it just makes my fingers and hands look really fat and kind of bony, and my hands are not fat, but they are bony, so I just gave up on that and drew the hand in a completely different way, and I think it worked a lot better. If anything, on this version I had trouble with the palm and the forearm, but not too bad, and drawing the cupcake was really fun. I'm like, just, cupcakes are fun in general, aren't they? I think just something about them, like the way you can decorate them, and that they're a little mini cake, and I don't know, it's just fun. And here I copied it on my copy machine. I blew it up to the size that I wanted it before I copied it, and now I'm just outlining it with one of the liners from the box, and they're nice. I really enjoyed that one. I think this is the Pentel Point Liner 0.8 that I'm using here. And the reason I'm doing this is because if you've ever sketched on watercolor paper and you have to erase a few times, it kind of eats up the paper, even good quality paper. And so I figured just copying it and tracing it through just one time with the lines exactly where I want them just works better for me. And it was fun too because I could take my initial sketch and put it up on the copy machine and blow it up the size I wanted to start with. And so I start right in with the markers, and as I knew already from my past video, which I think I've already linked in the corner and I'll put it in the description box, they blend really well with each other. They're okay with water, like you could drop the point into water and it kind of spreads a little bit, but to blend them with water does not really work. So it's kind of interesting because their old packaging says watercolor brush pens, but I noticed their new packaging just says coloring brush pens. So you can see I tried to do the face right there with the brush to blend it out. It does not blend out, at least not on this paper. And this is the Stonehenge hot press that I chose because I wanted to choose a smooth paper. So what these koi coloring brush pens say about themselves is that you can achieve fine, medium, or bold brush strokes by changing the pressure to the nib. The durable tip quickly springs back to the original shape, stroke after stroke. The dye-based inks blend easily to create a multitude of color hues. And that I have found to be true, obviously. They blend really well with each other. Compact pen length, 140 millimeters, is convenient for on-the-go artists. The special blender pen creates seamless washes and color gradations, which is available separately. Basically, everything they say is about accurate there. I did not know that they had a blender pen, but that makes sense, I suppose. It would be interesting to try that out, although the markers blend so well with each other as it is. You'll see that when I do the shirt later, that I don't know that you really need a blender pen for these. And if you've watched many of the other videos on my channel, you'll know that I have a giveaway box where I put supplies in that I don't really think I'll use again or don't like. But these are not going in the giveaway box. These are just staying in my stash. I think they'll be fun to use in my sketchbook. And I also want to try them on marker paper. And I have that render sketchbook I bought in that one video that I think was last week. I'll link that up in the corner. I want to try this on that render sketchbook as well because that's a no bleed through sketchbook. So that should be fun. Here's a good example of the blending. I put that light green down on the bottom, and this is actually that light blue marker that I'm putting over the top of it. So you can see that it really blends together with the green, and that's how they work. They blend beautifully with each other. I know I keep saying that, but it's just the way it is. And then I wanted some fancy colors for the frosting on the cupcake. So I just chose some of the brighter or more deep colors for that and gave them some shadows. A little cherry on top, why not? And then I thought, well, manga and anime, their hair is usually kind of crazy colors, right? So I gave my hair color this light blue tint, and then I left some room for highlights, which I'm going to make bright yellow. And I think after this video, I don't think it's in this footage here, but I do go back in and I give it some more dark blue as well. I just kept messing with it. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever finish your stuff and then mess with it forever after that? And you're like, yeah, well, it needs it, so I'm just gonna do it. And that's why I leave it sitting on my desk, so I can look at it and forever mess with it. And anyway, back to this video. I'm using the Pentel point liners. I used all of the pens that came in the box. So I even pulled out the micron, even though I have a million of them. Used it here and there. I used both sizes of the Pentel point liner. I used the finer one, the 0.1, on the hand because, well, mostly the fingernail part of the hand. I wanted that to be a little bit more delicate, and I thought that would be perfect for that. And I think I used the big brush thing for the eyebrows and I think some of the hair. So I was kind of like, well, what do I outline? What do I not outline? And at the end I decided to outline everything. And the jelly roll does not work over these markers. I don't get the nice bright white highlights that I wanted in the eyes. And that is due to the simple fact that these koi brush pens are water soluble. And so any kind of liquid put on them kind of reactivates them. And so the whites kind of just start showing the color that's underneath. So, well, we're going to go over those with Posca pen later because I really want the highlights in those eyes to really stand out. You can see here, it just kind of meh, it's just meh, does not really show up. So I don't think this is my best attempt at anime manga, but it does put all the prompts, self-portrait, manga or anime, and cupcake into one drawing, and it was fun. I had a really good time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my existing subscribers, and thank you and welcome to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are all awesome for finding my videos worth watching. I appreciate that. And if you are brand new today, then go ahead and check out the videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, then consider subscribing and make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. Otherwise, YouTube only tells you once in a blue moon when I have a video out. I put videos out on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I will see you in just a few days again. And here you can see I put the dark green and the light green. Wait, what? I put the, I don't know what I put. Some color somewhere.